Hi there. Recently, Heather and I were sitting down with our insurance agent. We scheduled an appointment to go through our different coverages, our different policies, to make sure that we were dialed in like we should be. But primarily, we were also there to talk about our replacement cost and the replacement value that the insurance company had on our house should we need to rebuild. So it's very interesting and very enlightening and quite alarming, honestly, to learn that the value that they placed on our home, which was at the max of their scale. They had the beginning house, they had the middle house, and then they had the premium house. And the premium house in their model was very much a suburban type home. And what made it a premium, among other things, was it had extra features like dormers on the roof and some other aspects of the house that made it more of a premium, in their words, premium or custom home. Well, we don't have dormers on our home here in Evergreen, but when we asked, we said, okay, well, do the math and hit the button, and the number she came back with was about half of what we think it would take to rebuild our house. And so you really need to take a moment and sit down with your insurance agent and find out what the replacement value is on your policy, and make sure that it would be a reasonable amount of money to rebuild the house that you have, rather than some algorithm of a house that, they look at from a nationwide perspective and say, this is what should be done. In the foothills, we're telling people that, it would be a minimum of 400 to 450 a square foot, a minimum, just to build a house. And it's easy to get to 500 a square foot. It's even more simple to get higher. And so when we're talking to people about building a custom home right now, folks that are looking at our land listings, we're kind of telling them that they should expect to spend a minimum of $450, and that's with some very basic finishes and some very basic designs. But $500 to $700 is more normal, and I know of people that are spending $1,000 to $1,100 a foot on their house. Now that's exorbitant, and that's huge, and that's a lot of money. But the thing you need to think about is, because you may say, well, I'm not looking to build a house. I've got a house that's great, and boy, I can't imagine having to spend $500 a square foot on a house. But the problem is, if your house burns or is lost in some horrible way, it may cost $500 a foot to build your house back. And so you need to check and see, because what we learned was that our particular insurance company, their models did not have an upper end that would come close to the current construction cost of the foothills here outside of Denver. So we were undervalued. It would probably take another, half. Maybe we would have 60% of the funds we need to rebuild our house, but 60%, that's a huge shock. And if our house is destroyed, we want to rebuild the house that we have, not, what we can afford to rebuild based upon what the insurance check looks like. So take a look, schedule an appointment to sit down with your insurance provider, learn more about how they're valuing houses, how they're valuing your house, find out what your number is, and then take those appropriate actions accordingly. Well, it's a gorgeous day here. As you can see, the sun is bright, the sky is blue, and there's fresh snow on the ground. So I hope you're well. At the McWilliams Group, we believe that with trusted advice, people can be safe and confident buying and selling real estate in this market. If you're interested in buying and selling real estate, or if you'd like more information, please reach out. Thank you.